Sometimes we decide to make up our own rules, go our own way. We didn't invent coming up with excuses about this. There are excuses that appear to justify dishonoring our parents. And I want to spend a little bit of time on this. Again, we learn from Jesus. There was a time he's faced with these critics. They're always trying to trip him up. And in this case, he turns the tables and he goes after them. Public setting, he goes after these religious experts and he goes, you skillfully sidestep God's law in order to hold on to your own traditions. For instance, Moses gave you this law from God, honor your father and mother. And further, anyone who speaks disrespectfully of father and mother must be put to death. That's a serious offense. God apparently values this honoring your parents a lot. Now, that didn't mean there weren't many people that were put to death because of this. They would earn it, and then they could atone for it, and they could be forgiven. But in that culture, this is a serious deal, honoring your parents. He said, but talking to these experts, he said, but you say it's all right for people to say to their parents, oh, sorry, I can't help you, for I've vowed to give to God what I would have given to you. In this way, you let them disregard their needy parents. In that culture, they didn't have Medicaid, Medicare, they didn't have Social Security. Generations would live together. The parents would take care of the children, and as the children became adults and the parents were in need, the children took care of the parents. This was standard. But there's some people that have found a workaround. You know, if I help my parents, there's a lot of stuff I'll do without. I won't get that brand new Camel I wanted, or whatever they needed back then. And so they came up with this workaround. Oh, I vowed that for God. Mom and Dad, I'd love to help you, but I've set that aside for God's use. I'm going to take care of it for now, but one day it's His. I'd like to help, but I really can't. Jesus said, so you cancel the word of God in order to hand down your own tradition. It's only one example of many. There are a few things in this that are really important for us to see. And that is, it is easy for us to justify things because it's what we want and to ignore what God says and to try to make the two work somehow. There's a proverb, Proverbs 16:2 is actually the first verse I ever memorized in the Bible, and it says this, we can always prove that we are right, but is the Lord convinced? I can justify anything. And that's what they had done here. They had justified not taking care of their parents, not honoring their parents. And they come up with a workaround to make it look, I can, quite honestly, what they were doing is they were violating commandment number 3. Do not misuse God's name. They were misrepresenting Him, blaming Him for not taking care of their family. And the way we do it now is some of us live far away from our family and we're, man, that's good. Some of us miss them. There's a wide variety of us here. Some of us would, our parents could really use our help, but, I'm just really busy and, I might call every once in a while, but I'm really tied up. I got a lot of work to do. I got kids, I've got all this going on, and we just kind of neglect this honoring our parents because it's inconvenient. Could cost us money, but more often than not, it's going to cost us some time and inconvenience. I don't really want that. Nah, I'll think about them every once in a while. Drop a card on Mother's Day, maybe Father's Day, but we can come up with ways to justify dishonoring rather than deliberately saying, what does this look like? What does God want me to do?